How would you, as a nation, legislate to illegitimacy a legitimate trade of a people, the nomadic herdsmen? You cannot, by law, make illegitimate a legitimate trade of a people. You have a responsibility as an educated person when you sit in office, and that's why, even though certain governors had made it very clear that all certain governors must pass the anti-open grazing law, Cross River has not. I have not, because I have to find a solution. I cannot ask my herdsmen brothers, whether of north or southern extraction, to shut down their trade, stay confined in a space, whether they have the pasture or not. It doesn't matter to me. So if I have a brother from Yobe State in a semi-arid condition who has no grass, who has no money to be able to do irrigation, to be able to sustain his pasture, and I will illegitimate his business and shut him down and close him from survival, that is really insensitive. That is inviting the nation to anarchy. And so what I think is a deliberate recalibration of the equation, and ask myself, if indeed open grazing is coming with its attendant consequence, the sociology and anthropology unacceptable, we must find a way to create a mix and balance between the herders and the farmers. And that's the essence of being a leader. So before I passed the Cross River law, I decided to pull back and find a solution. And that's why in Cross River, we're coming with an open grazing management law, not a prohibition. Because I think morally, ethically, it's unacceptable to prohibit a trade that existed before I was born. I would rather find a way to modulate and moderate it so that it meets the definition of animal husbandry. And I think that because it's a profession, it is a business, it's a fundamental right of people to continue to do business. Unfortunately, because of the social imbalance, because of the associated pressure, because of demographic explosion, because of economic growth, most farmlands have been taken for infrastructural development. So there's a constriction. The 923,000 square kilometers of land of Nigeria is not going to expand. But development is expanding and taking up all the space. So you're bound to have pressure. It's our duty as government to find a solution. And that's why I am shocked that Upperland could identify this essential, critical, God approach to governance and single out. And I think this nation is unfair. I think this nation is unfair. I think Upperland should be particularly celebrated. It takes somebody who is deep to cut into the deep. It takes somebody who has a magical eye to see the magic that a magician is performing. Because indeed, if we pass such a draconian law, and on the other side, they pass their own draconian law, and we pass another, gradually, we're getting into war. But I'm a conformist. I belong to the Southern Governors Forum. So they say, pass the law. I will pass the law. But by the time my law is out, you see that the law comes with concern for both parties.
His Excellency, Senator Professor Benedict Ayede, is a distinguished Nigerian with uncommon penchant for peace and unity of the nation. One of the greatest challenges that has impugned on national cohesion and stability is perhaps the vexed issue of herders and farmers' crisis that is ravaging the entire country and pushing it to the throes of anarchy, aggravated by the intransigence of the contending parties to come to terms. It is the contention in Upperland that herders must be accommodated in any part of the country to graze their livestock, while farmlands must be adequately protected from livestock invasion. Upperland supports the action of certain governors to enact anti-open grazing laws, except that they should have first worked out an acceptable modus vivendi for herders domiciled in their states. In order to strengthen national cohesion and forestall reprisal action by the northern state governors angling for their region's interest and nudging to restore the primacy of regional interest over national interest, especially when the issue in contention has a veneer of respectability. His Excellency Professor Benedict Ayede has made a distinctive achievement through the production of a rare regenerative organic grass called the king grass that grows more than 2 meters within 45 days of planting, with the ability to regenerate even faster when it is cut. This special pasture can be produced within a small landmass to graze livestock and put a definitive end to farmer-herder clashes, a signature project that will leave the governor's footprints indelibly in gold on the sands of time.